Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about the spleen channel, how to locate, and then I'm going to needle all the points along the spleen channel up until my knee, so spleen 9. So we'll start with spleen 1. So it's just in that little corner away from the toenail. So spleen 1, you can use it to activate the channel and kind of increase the spleen's ability to, transport and transform and transport food, and also like get rid of transport phlegm and fluid as well. So it's just a good catch-all point to activate the channel. The one after that, spleen 2, is right here. So it is the fire point. Now, if you've got your little bone, your toe bone here, coming along before you get to the joint. So along the long part, before it kind of turns around like that, right in that little bit there, you can see on my foot you've actually got a nice change of colour, so right along that border. Spleen 3, which is the yuan source point of the channel, going over the joint, right in that little corner right there. So the yuan source point of the channel brings yuan source qi into the channel, so it strengthens that organ's natural ability and it strengthens that channel's natural ability. So in terms of the spleen, it's used to increase the body's ability to transform and transport food, and transform damp and fluid as well. So it's used to eliminate dampness. It's also used to strengthen the body's digestive systems. And it can also be used to increase, stop muscle wastage and things like that, kind of increase energy. So the spleen is in charge of flesh. So if somebody's losing weight, their flesh isn't too strong, it's kind of damp, so kind of flabby, you can use that point there to increase the body's ability to change that. Spleen 4 is the lower point of the spleen channel. So it's along that next little bone before it gets to that joint. Boom. Now it's one of the points that connects to the Yong Chao Mai. So it actually helps everything descend down. It can be used for kind of pain in the stomach area, to transform dampness as well. And it's just a good little point if things aren't moving down. So things like rebellious qi, or you can even sometimes use it for some things like plum stone throat. So it kind of helps everything transform and move down. Spleen 4 and then into 5. So spleen 5 is right in that corner there. So it's not the liver point that's near it, it's right up near the tendon. So this one's a little bit closer to the joint. So it's a kind of more of a local point that people can use to deal with arthritis or pain in the joint, or strengthen joints. Apparently it's a special point for the joints. And then moving on to spleen 6. So spleen 6 is around about 3 sun, just posterior to the tibia. Now it is the classic point that everyone kind of uses for multiple different things. So it is where the 3 yin channels of the leg meet. So you've got your liver channel, your spleen channel, and your kidney channel. So the idea of this point is by needling that, you're actually kind of bringing harmony to all of those channels. So for example, if somebody has an overactive liver and it is affecting the spleen's ability and the kidney's ability, by needling that, you're hoping to unify. This is also one of the points we use to help with natural labour induction, to help bring on natural labour, and it has quite a few kind of uses. You can use it in balancing method. In theory, a nice big twitch out of there should actually help balance not just the yin channels but also the yang channels. Spleen 7 is still along that line, posterior to the tibialis, once again around about 3 sun into that area. And then spleen 8. So you find spleen 9, which is, you got your tibia, you come down below where it joins the flat part of the bone, so right about there, once again around about 3 sun, right there. So that is the C-cleft point of the channel. So it is used to clear obstructions along the spleen channel. So if there's any kind of pain or anything like that, it's also really good for things like menstrual pain as well, particularly if it's sharp and in that kind of area. It helps move that and to get rid of the pain and the sharpness. Spleen 9 is the Her-C point of the spleen channel. So it sends the qi deeply into the organ, So it's just a common point that's used to help the body transform dampness, help increase the body's ability to transform food, so improve digestive issues and everything like that, and really kind of like move the body along and increase kind of energy in the system. All right, so let's needle it. So I've just got my needles here. I might just zoom out a little bit. There we go. So this one's always going to be a little bit tricky. So it's a little bit sensitive, and the skin is quite like shallow. So you get your needle and you're just going to go straight in. Just nice and gently. Because it's so shallow, it's probably going to flop over. Not there because I'm using a larger needle. So just in, and you can manipulate that if you need. Along here, so I'm coming along the bone, and then just on the change of the flesh before I get to the joint. Same deal. These areas can always be a little bit sensitive, so just, be nice to yourself and be nice to the client. I'll just come a little bit closer. For spleen 3, so I'm going to start from a known location in the joint. I'm going to come off and then right into that flat bit. I'm going to go right in that kind of juncture where the bone is. So I'm going to come in. Got it. Now these points you can, particularly in that area there, you can get a nice big strong twitch. Obviously always adjust it to your client, and then from there I'm going to follow up. Just right in there. These needles can all be sunk quite deeply, so that can go all the way through. So just for demonstration purposes, this is a 40mm needle. I've got, I don't have a small foot, but that's gone pretty much all the way. I could sink that even deeper if I wanted. And then coming into spleen 5. Right in. So just in that kind of gap there. Spleen 6, the classic point that everyone kind of uses all the time. So just from that malleolus coming up, boom. It's a nice little hollow there. Just right off that. So there is a nerve around that area as well. So they, like pelvic floor physios and things like that, will actually stimulate with electric current that nerve there to help with overactive kind of bladder. So this is another classic point that you can use to kind of balance that out to help with kind of overactive bladder and things like that. Like if pelvic floor physios are using it as well, we should definitely be aware of it ourselves and add it to our repertoire. Coming up another 3 soon, 2, 7. So I'll just go right next to that. So once again, with these points, you can bury them quite deep and you should get a nice big strong twitch out of it. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to be a little bit nicer to myself. Spleen 8. If you have someone come into the clinic and they do have they've got cramps, particularly if it's sharp cramps, you will normally find a nice tendon nodule along that spot. And by adding the needle straight into that, you more often than not, if you get the spot right, you'll get an immediate change in those cramps. It'll be a lot less sharp, a lot less painful, and the stomach, the abdomen will kind of not be as tight and sore and bloated. You can use spleen 9 for a similar thing. So if you have somebody that's come in and they're quite bloated, you can use spleen 9 to kind of help that activate and move it all down. So, and then spleen 9 right here. So I'm just a little bit from the bone, right near where that point is. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Very good. So now I'll remove them. So you just want to be nice and quick and gentle. 1, 2, 3. So spleen 4 I deliberately kind of put in quite deep just so you can see how deep it went. It's gone on around about 3 centimeters, but I could have sunk that a lot deeper if I wanted to. Spleen 6. Alright, if you guys have any questions, please comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you.